Few cities in America hold as much weight in history as Boston, Massachusetts. A city that helped ignite a revolution, faced tragedies that scarred its streets, and became a beacon for freedom and resilience. Known as the Cradle of Liberty, Boston's story is not just about cobblestone streets and old buildings. It is a tale of rebellion, suffering, and triumph that shaped the very foundation of the United States. Boston's history begins in 1630, when Puritan settlers, led by John Winthrop, founded the Massachusetts Bay Colony and envisioned their city as a shining city upon a hill. From its earliest days, Boston grew into a vital hub of commerce and political thought, but it quickly became a focal point of struggle and unrest. One of the earliest marks of tragedy came in 1676 during King Philip's War, when tensions between settlers and indigenous peoples escalated, resulting in devastating battles throughout New England. Boston, though spared the worst of the bloodshed, was forever marked by the fear and violence of the time, reinforcing the settlers' need to fortify their city. As Boston prospered in the 18th century, it also became a spark for revolution. One of its most defining and tragic moments came on March 5, 1770, with the Boston Massacre. British troops, stationed in the city to enforce unpopular taxes, clashed with angry colonists. Snowballs and insults turned to bullets, and 5 colonists, including Crispus Attucks, a man of African and native descent, often recognized as the first casualty of the American Revolution, lay dead on the cobblestone streets. This tragedy became a rallying cry, fanning the flames of rebellion against British rule. Just 3 years later, Boston's waters bore witness to another defining event: the Boston Tea Party of December 16, 1773. Colonists, angered by the Tea Act and British taxation without representation, disguised themselves as Mohawk warriors and boarded ships in Boston Harbor, dumping 342 chests of tea into the icy water. While often remembered as a bold act of defiance, the Tea Party also came with heavy consequences. The British retaliated with the Coercive Acts, closing Boston's port and strangling its economy, leaving thousands of Bostonians on the brink of starvation. Beyond revolution, Boston was a place of transformation and paradox when it came to freedom. Though slavery existed in colonial Massachusetts, Boston became a pivotal city for emancipation and abolition. In 1783, the Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court, through the landmark Quock Walker case, effectively ended slavery in the state, making many of Boston's enslaved people among the first to gain freedom in the United States. This turning point solidified Boston's role as a haven for free African Americans and a center for abolitionist activity, even as tensions over race and equality persisted for centuries to come. The city's history is not without its darker chapters outside of revolution and liberation. In 1919, the streets of Boston became the site of an unusual and deadly disaster: the Great Molasses Flood. A massive storage tank burst in the North End, releasing over 2 million gallons of thick molasses into the streets. The wave of sticky destruction moved as fast as 35 miles per hour, crushing buildings and claiming 21 lives while injuring 150 more. The bizarre tragedy left a lingering stain on the city, both literally and figuratively, as survivors fought for justice against corporate negligence. Another calamity struck in 1942 at the Coconut Grove nightclub, one of Boston's most popular venues at the time. A fire, believed to have started from a match igniting decorations, consumed the club in minutes. With exits locked or blocked, 492 people perished, making it one of the deadliest nightclub fires in American history. The event prompted sweeping changes in fire safety laws across the country, but it left Boston mourning one of its most horrific losses. Boston's legacy of resilience continued even into modern times, with the Boston Marathon bombing in 2013, when 2 bombs exploded near the finish line, killing 3 and injuring over 260 others. Though a tragedy that stunned the world, Boston's response, marked by unity, determination, and the now famous slogan, "Boston Strong," once again demonstrated the city's enduring spirit in the face of devastation. From its Puritan beginnings and its revolutionary defiance to disasters that claimed lives and shaped safety laws, Boston's past is a powerful reminder of how tragedy and triumph can build a city's character. Its streets echo with the voices of rebels, abolitionists, survivors, and everyday people whose lives tell the story of a city that has never stopped fighting, growing, and leading. Boston's people are a reflection of the city's history, resilient, proud, and deeply rooted in tradition. The population is a diverse blend of longtime residents with strong Irish, Italian, African American, and Portuguese roots, as well as a steady influx of students, professionals, and immigrants from around the globe. Community bonds run deep, with locals taking pride in their neighborhoods, from South Boston's Irish heritage to the cultural vibrancy of Roxbury and Dorchester. Their customs often center around family, food, and a fierce loyalty to their sports teams and history. Festivals celebrating everything from Irish heritage to Caribbean culture highlight Boston's commitment to honoring its many influences. The economy of Boston stands as one of the strongest in the United States, fueled by a combination of education, healthcare, finance, and technology. Home to world-renowned institutions like Harvard and MIT in the greater area, Boston thrives as a hub of innovation and research. The city also benefits from a thriving biotechnology sector, major hospitals, and a growing tech industry, which together drive job growth and attract skilled workers from around the world. Tourism plays a vital role, with millions drawn annually to its historic landmarks, universities, and cultural attractions, generating billions in revenue for the region. Boston's sports culture is inseparable from its identity. The city is home to three of the most iconic teams in American sports history: the Boston Red Sox, the New England Patriots, and the Boston Celtics. Together, they have amassed a staggering collection of championships, with the Red Sox breaking the infamous Curse of the Bambino in 2004 and claiming multiple World Series titles since. The Patriots dominating the NFL with 6 Super Bowl victories under Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, and the Celtics holding a historic 17 NBA championships, tied for the most in league history. These combined triumphs have made Boston one of the most celebrated sports cities in the world, with generations of fans proudly wearing their team colors year-round and filling the streets during championship parades. Getting around Boston is made possible by a variety of transportation options. The Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority, known as the MBTA, or simply the T, provides subway, bus, ferry, and commuter rail services that connect the city and surrounding areas. Many residents rely on this system, though driving, biking, and walking remain common for navigating its compact streets. Boston Logan International Airport serves as a key hub for national and international travel, while Amtrak provides rail connections to New York, Washington, D.C., and beyond. When it comes to food, Boston is renowned for dishes that highlight both its coastal location and its historical roots. Clam chowder, often served thick and creamy with fresh local clams, is a must-try classic. Lobster rolls featuring sweet lobster meat lightly dressed and served in a buttered roll are another iconic choice. Boston baked beans, a dish tied to the city's nickname, Beantown, offer a taste of colonial culinary history. Each dish represents the region's connection to both tradition and the bounty of New England's waters. English is the dominant language spoken throughout Boston, though the city's diversity ensures you will also hear Spanish, Portuguese, Haitian Creole, Chinese, and other languages across its neighborhoods. The year-round weather is defined by distinct seasons, with cold, snowy winters that can bring heavy storms, warm and humid summers, colorful autumns that draw leaf peepers from around the world, and mild, rainy springs that prepare the city for the warmth ahead. Boston's story is filled with fascinating details that give the city its unmistakable character. One fun fact is that Boston Common, established in 1634, is the oldest public park in the United States, having once served as a grazing field for cattle before becoming a place for public gatherings and protests. Another little-known detail is that Boston's nickname, Beantown, stems from the popularity of baked beans sweetened with molasses, a staple dish during colonial times. A third curiosity lies beneath the city. Boston streets were originally built on uneven land and tidal marshes, leading to a patchwork of winding roads that follow no clear grid, unlike most major American cities. Finally, the city's Fenway Park, the oldest active Major League Baseball stadium, has a manually operated scoreboard that has been used for over a century, a tradition still kept alive today. For those who come to explore, Boston is rich with must-see attractions. The Freedom Trail leads visitors along 2.5 miles of historic sites tied to the American Revolution, including the Old North Church and Paul Revere's house. Fenway Park remains a pilgrimage site for sports fans, not only for baseball, but also for the energy of the iconic Sweet Caroline sing-along led by Neil Diamond himself on special occasions. The Museum of Fine Arts and the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum offer glimpses into the city's artistic heart, while Boston Harbor and the USS Constitution highlight its naval legacy. Quincy Market, with its bustling food stalls and historic charm, remains a central stop for both tourists and locals. Bonus touches of Boston culture emerge in its local lore and traditions. Residents proudly belt out Sweet Caroline during Red Sox games, a tradition so beloved that Neil Diamond once performed it live at Fenway to celebrate the team and its fans. Locals often refer to outsiders as from away, and sometimes greet one another with phrases like wicked smaht, a classic New England expression meaning clever or impressive. Boston is also home to enduring myths, like the story of the Lady in Black who is said to haunt the Omni Parker House Hotel, and the legend of the tunnels of Beacon Hill, rumored to have been used during the Underground Railroad. Local stories capture the city's character. A lifelong resident of Dorchester often recalls the 1975 snowstorm that buried the city so deep that strangers helped one another dig out cars and deliver food, a moment of unity that Bostonians still talk about with pride. Another tale from East Boston tells of fishermen who claim they once spotted a sea serpent-like creature in Boston Harbor, a story that resurfaces whenever strange ripples appear on the water. A third story, shared by a longtime Fenway vendor, tells of the day he met actor Matt Damon, who signed autographs for over an hour near the Green Monster and thanked the workers for keeping Fenway alive. Celebrity sightings are not unusual in Boston, especially around sports and entertainment hubs. Actors like Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, both native sons, are often spotted attending Red Sox games, while musicians and comedians performing at the TD Garden, or local clubs occasionally make surprise appearances at local pubs, endearing themselves to the city's tightly knit community. Boston's past and present, its myths and traditions, and its unshakable pride make it more than just a city. It's a living story, one that continues to evolve every day. Its history of rebellion, resilience, and culture draws millions of visitors who leave with more than just memories. They leave with a connection to the spirit of Boston itself. If you enjoyed this journey through one of America's most historic and spirited cities, make sure to like and subscribe for more intriguing stories from across the globe. Where will we explore next?